Come with me on a journey, not across the vast, cold distances of space, but through the equally vast and intricate tapestry of time. We're setting our course for the origins of one of humanity's most enduring stories, the story of Judaism. To truly grasp the depth and resilience of this ancient faith, we must look beyond the present day and venture back through millennia. We need to walk the dusty paths of patriarchs, stand before towering temples, and listen to the whispers of prophets carried on the desert wind. This isn't just a history lesson, it's an exploration of the very cosmic dust, the foundational elements that coalesce to form a universe of belief, culture, and identity that continues to shine brightly in our modern world. These historical elements are not mere relics of a bygone era, ossified in stone and parchment. They are living, breathing concepts that have profoundly shaped Jewish faith, culture, and identity for thousands of years. Think of them as the gravitational forces that have held a people together through triumph and tragedy, across continents and through the relentless march of empires. From a sacred chest that was said to house the divine word, to a single remaining wall that echoes with the prayers of millions, each element is a star in a constellation of meaning. Understanding them is key to understanding not just Judaism, but a significant thread in the grand narrative of human civilization itself. So prepare to embark on this space-time odyssey of the spirit. We will travel to sacred mountains where divine laws were revealed, explore the hallowed ground of Jerusalem, and decode the ancient texts that have guided generations. Together, we'll investigate the physical artifacts and the profound ideas that have served as the bedrock of Jewish life. We'll see how these historical cornerstones, laid down thousands of years ago, continue to support a vibrant and dynamic structure of faith and community today. Let's begin our exploration into the rich history of Judaism, a story etched in time, faith, and the enduring human quest for meaning. Our journey begins with an object of immense power and mystery, a vessel said to contain the very words of God. I'm talking about the Ark of the Covenant. Imagine a chest crafted from acacia wood and overlaid with the purest gold, carried on poles so that human hands would never defile it. Inside, according to the scriptures, were the 2 stone tablets inscribed with the 10 Commandments, given to Moses on Mount Sinai. It wasn't just a container, it was the physical embodiment of the covenant, the sacred agreement between God and the people of Israel. Its presence signified God's own presence among them, a portable sanctuary, a direct line to the divine that accompanied them through their wanderings in the desert. The ark was both a symbol of hope and an object of terror. It was a divine weapon that parted the Jordan River and brought down the walls of Jericho. It was the ultimate guarantee of God's protection and guidance. But it was also a source of immense, dangerous power, a focal point of cosmic energy that demanded respect and reverence. To look upon it improperly or to touch it was to invite death. Its story is a powerful reminder that in the ancient world, the sacred and the dangerous were often 2 sides of the same coin. The Ark represents the very foundation of the relationship between a people and their deity, a tangible link that made the abstract concept of God's presence an immediate and awesome reality. From a portable sanctuary, we now turn to a permanent, monumental home for God's presence on earth, the Temple in Jerusalem. The first temple, a structure of legendary splendor, was built by King Solomon around the 10th century BCE. Imagine a building of immense cedar beams, cypress, and massive stones, its inner sanctum, the Holy of Holies, lavishly decorated with gold. This was the place where the Ark of the Covenant finally came to rest. It became the singular focal point for Jewish worship, the cosmic center of their universe, the one place where sacrifices could be offered to God. For centuries, it stood as the beating heart of the Israelite nation, a testament to their faith and their kingdom's power. But in the grand, often violent timescale of human history, even the most sacred structures can fall. In 586 BCE, the Babylonian Empire swept in, and Solomon's magnificent temple was utterly destroyed, its treasures looted, and the people exiled. It was a cataclysmic event, a national trauma. Yet the story doesn't end there. After decades in exile, the Jews were allowed to return and begin the painstaking process of rebuilding. The second temple rose upon the ashes of the first. Though perhaps less opulent, it stood for nearly 600 years, a powerful symbol of resilience and rebirth. It was this temple that defined Judaism for centuries, until it too met a fiery end at the hands of the Roman legions in the year 70 CE, an event that would once again change the course of Jewish history forever. After the catastrophic destruction of the Second Temple by the Romans, you might think nothing would be left. But that's not how the universe works. Sometimes the most powerful remnants are born from the greatest destruction. All that remained of the Grand Temple complex was a section of the outer, western retaining wall of the Temple Mount. This single structure, known today as the Western Wall, or the Kotel, has become the most sacred, most revered site in all of Judaism. It is a place of pilgrimage, a symbol of an unbreakable bond between a people and their ancestral homeland, a testament to endurance against all odds. For nearly 2,000 years, this wall has been a destination for Jews from every corner of the globe. They come to stand before these ancient, massive stones, to touch them, to pray, and to weep for the loss of the temple. They write their prayers, their hopes, and their sorrows on small pieces of paper and place them into the cracks between the stones, as if sending a direct message across time and space to the heart of their faith. The Western Wall is more than just stone and mortar. It's a living, breathing monument. It is a powerful symbol of Jewish perseverance and the eternal hope for redemption and the rebuilding of the temple. It is the heart of Jerusalem, beating with the rhythm of continuous prayer. Let's rewind our timeline back before the temples, even before the Ark was built. We travel to a desolate, rugged peak in the middle of the Sinai Peninsula. This is Mount Sinai, or Mount Horeb. In the grand cosmic theater of Jewish history, this is one of the most important stages. It is here that the narrative of the Israelites transforms from the story of a fugitive tribe into the story of a nation bound by law and covenant. It was on the summit of this mountain, amidst thunder, lightning, and a thick cloud of divine presence, that Moses is said to have encountered God directly. This was not a casual meeting. It was a universe-altering event. According to the book of Exodus, Moses ascended this mountain and remained for 40 days and 40 nights, receiving from God the core of Jewish law, the Torah, including the 10 Commandments. This moment, the revelation at Sinai, is the pivotal event in Jewish theology. It represents the establishment of a direct, eternal covenant between God and the entire nation of Israel. Mount Sinai is therefore not just a geographical location. It's a concept, a symbol of divine communication, of law-giving, and of the moment when a people accepted a sacred mission that would define their identity for all time. If Mount Sinai was the stage for revelation, what was the script? The answer lies in two monumental collections of writings, the Torah and the Talmud. The Torah, also known as the 5 Books of Moses, is the foundational text, the very constitution of Judaism. It contains the narratives of creation, the patriarchs, the Exodus from Egypt, and crucially, the 613 commandments or mitzvot that form the basis of Jewish law. It is the direct word of God, as received by Moses. The physical Torah scroll, handwritten by a scribe on parchment, is the most sacred object in any synagogue, treated with the utmost reverence and awe. But law requires interpretation. Life is complex, and applying ancient rules to new situations requires a framework for discussion and debate. This is the role of the Talmud. The Talmud is a vast, sprawling compendium of rabbinic discussions, interpretations, legends, and arguments about the Torah's laws. It's often called the Oral Torah, a multi-generational conversation spanning centuries finally written down. Imagine it as a massive library of legal precedents, ethical debates, and philosophical inquiries. The Talmud is not a book of simple answers. It's a book that teaches how to ask questions, how to argue, how to see a single verse from a dozen different perspectives. Together, the Torah and Talmud form the intellectual and spiritual bedrock of Jewish life. In the geography of faith, some places exert a gravitational pull stronger than any other. For Judaism, that center of gravity for 3,000 years has been one city, Jerusalem, Yerushalayim. Its name echoes through prayers and psalms, a symbol of spiritual and national aspiration. King David established it as the capital of his kingdom, uniting the tribes of Israel. His son Solomon cemented its sacred status by building the first temple there, making it the undisputed religious heart of the Jewish people. It became the axis mundi, the point where heaven and earth were believed to meet. Jerusalem is not just a city of the past, it is a city of memory, prophecy, and present-day significance. It is home to the Western Wall, the Temple Mount, and countless other sites that chronicle the long, often turbulent history of the Jewish people. Even during millennia of exile, Jerusalem remained the focal point of Jewish consciousness. 3 times a day, observant Jews turned towards Jerusalem to pray. It is mentioned in blessings after meals and at the end of the Passover Seder with the hopeful cry, "Next year in Jerusalem." The city is woven into the very fabric of Jewish identity, a physical place that represents a spiritual home. Let's return to the Temple of Solomon, to its sacred inner chambers. There, a special light burned continuously. This light emanated from the menorah, a magnificent 7-branched candelabrum forged from a single piece of pure hammered gold. Its design was not arbitrary. It was divinely ordained, described in detail in the book of Exodus. The 7 lamps, fueled by the purest olive oil, were to be kept burning day and night, a perpetual flame before God. It symbolized creation, with its 7 branches representing the 7 days of creation, and it represented the divine light of wisdom and the presence of God spreading out into the world. When the Second Temple was destroyed, the original menorah was looted by the Romans, a moment famously depicted on the Arch of Titus in Rome. Its fate remains a mystery, but the symbol of the menorah was just too powerful to be extinguished. It endured, becoming one of the most recognizable and ancient symbols of Judaism and the Jewish people. It represents the light of the Torah, the enduring spirit of the nation, and the miracle of survival. You see it today on the emblem of the modern state of Israel, a testament to the idea that even after the physical lamp was lost, its light, its meaning, and its inspiration could never be put out. Just outside the walls of Jerusalem's Old City lies another place of immense historical and religious weight, Mount Zion. The name itself has become almost synonymous with Jerusalem and the land of Israel as a whole. Historically, Mount Zion was the fortress of the Jebusites that King David conquered to establish his capital. For this reason, Jerusalem itself is often called the City of David or simply Zion. The name evokes powerful images of kingdom, strength, and divine favor. It became a poetic and prophetic term for the promised land and the ultimate redemption of the Jewish people. Over the centuries, the specific location identified as Mount Zion has been home to many important sites. Tradition holds that it is the location of King David's tomb, a site of pilgrimage for centuries. It is also associated with the Last Supper in Christian tradition, highlighting the deep, intertwined histories within this small patch of land. For Jews, Mount Zion resonates with the memory of Davidic glory and the messianic hope for the restoration of his kingdom. It's a place where history, scripture, and hope converge, a physical hill that carries the symbolic weight of a nation's entire spiritual geography. There is a place in Jerusalem so sacred that it is considered the foundation stone of the world itself. This is Mount Moriah. Its story takes us back to the very beginning of the Jewish narrative, to the patriarch Abraham. According to the book of Genesis, it was on this mountain that God tested Abraham's faith by commanding him to sacrifice his beloved son, Isaac. At the last moment, an angel intervened and a ram was sacrificed instead. This event, the binding of Isaac, is a cornerstone of Jewish theology, a profound and difficult story about ultimate faith and obedience. This same peak, Mount Moriah, was later chosen by King Solomon as the site for the first temple. Tradition identifies a specific rock, the foundation stone, as the precise location of both Abraham's altar and the Holy of Holies within the temple. This makes Mount Moriah, or the Temple Mount as it's known today, the nexus of the most sacred events in Jewish history. It is the place of the ultimate test of faith and the location of God's permanent dwelling place on earth. It is a convergence point of cosmic significance, a single spot on the globe where the human and the divine have interacted in the most dramatic ways imaginable. Our final element is not a place or a golden object, but a discovery that sent shockwaves through the worlds of archaeology and theology. In 1947, a Bedouin shepherd, chasing a stray goat, stumbled upon a cave near the Dead Sea. Inside, he found clay jars containing ancient scrolls. This was the first of a series of discoveries that unearthed a treasure trove of manuscripts we now call the Dead Sea Scrolls. These were not just a few fragments, they were a library, hidden away for 2,000 years, preserved by the dry desert climate. They are the oldest known manuscripts of the Hebrew Bible, predating previously known versions by 1,000 years. The importance of this discovery cannot be overstated. These scrolls provide a unique window into Judaism during the turbulent Second Temple period. They contain not just biblical texts, but also community rules, calendars, and apocalyptic writings from a Jewish sect living at Qumran. They show us that Judaism at the time was not monolithic but diverse, with different groups interpreting their faith in different ways. The Dead Sea Scrolls connect the modern world directly to the ancient world of the texts. They are a time capsule, allowing us to hear the voices and read the thoughts of people who lived and breathed this history we've been exploring, confirming the antiquity of the scriptures and enriching our understanding of their context. We have journeyed across a vast expanse of time, from sacred mountains to hallowed walls, from golden artifacts to ancient words on parchment. We've seen how the Ark of the Covenant, the temples, Jerusalem, and the words of the Torah and Talmud are not just disconnected points in history. They are a constellation of meaning, each star connected to the others, forming a picture of faith that has guided the Jewish people for millennia. These elements provided a framework for understanding the universe, a guide for living, and a source of profound hope and resilience in the face of unimaginable challenges, from destruction and exile to persecution and dispersion. And this constellation continues to shine. The Western Wall is not a museum piece, it is alive with prayer. The Torah is not just an ancient document, it is read, studied, and debated in communities around the world every single day. The call of next year in Jerusalem still resonates with a power that transcends geography. These historical elements are woven into the daily lives, the annual holidays, and the very soul of the Jewish people. They inform Jewish identity, culture, and ethics in the 21st century, demonstrating an extraordinary continuity of memory and faith. The light from these ancient stars still reaches us, still illuminates our world. Our journey today is, of course, just a beginning. We have only skimmed the surface of this deep and ancient ocean. Every one of these elements, the scrolls, the mountains, the texts, is a portal to an even deeper story. I encourage you to continue the exploration. Read, ask questions, visit a museum, talk to people. The story of Judaism is a vital part of the larger human story, a testament to the power of ideas and the endurance of the human spirit. Keep looking up and keep looking back. The universe in all its forms is always waiting to be discovered.